Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about breaking your lease. Can you leave early once you've rented an apartment or rented a house? So you found the perfect house, the perfect apartment. For some reason, you decided, no, I want to leave before the 12-month period. Let me just explain that briefly. When you sign a lease for any kind of accommodation, the default is typically 12 months, unless you're a student, but that's another video. So what typically happens, you sign that lease and it's for 12 months. Excuse me. You sign the lease for 12 months. Let's say your lease starts January 1st. That lease now ends December 31st of the same year. Now, if you choose to leave on December 31st of that year, you would have to give notice, end of October. So let's say November 1st. 60 days is required. In a 12-month lease, or after the 12 months is up, and if you're still there in regular circumstances, it goes from month to month. Not sure why they call it month to month, but that's the name for it. Because now you're required to give 60 days notice. So let's say you were there, let's say you were there for the duration of the year, and you decide you wanted to leave in March. Let's say the 1st of March, you would have to give notice 1st of January, or just before the end of December. That should give you an outline of how it works. Now you thought you found that perfect house, that perfect apartment, and you want to leave beforehand. What are your options? Well, the first option is you can, and what you're liable for is probably the better question. If you just want to leave and there's no negotiation or anything like that, then you're on the hook for, or liable for, the remaining unexpired time on the lease. So if you're leaving, if you've stayed to July, then you owe the landlord the rent from July to the end of December. That's the worst case scenario. Another option you have is that you can find someone to take over the lease. That doesn't mean just anybody. They have to qualify on whatever the qualifying criteria is for that accommodation. They have to qualify. Now, the landlord or the management can't be unreasonable. They can't turn away everybody, but they have to at least qualify in order to take it over from you. Now, something I must add, they're not taking over the remainder of the contract. They're signing a new lease. Now, some landlords may allow that, but because there's a 6-month period, they typically want, someone comes in, it's 12 months. So you have to be aware of that. So looking at and if you go to another place, remember, looking at all the properties out there, all the apartments out there, you see another apartment or another house, whatever the case may be. When you make an application to rent, at the application point, they will want a reference from your existing landlord to give you some consideration. So just remember that. So try and negotiate with your landlord where both sides are happy and you can move on. I just thought I'd talk about that because, a lot of people are coming in saying, well, I've been there for 6 months. I don't like it. I want to move on to something else. It's not that easy, especially now in this market. Take care. See you next video.